What is up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday Night Live show. I'm Brad.
And I'm Susan.
And we've got snow again.
We've got snow.
This is the third week in January, and this is the third time we have had at least 3 inches. I think the first one was 3 inches.
I think
was it
so.
2 inches?
I don't remember.
2 to 3
They're all
inches.
blurring together now.
I know. So, like in Tennessee, we usually get like maybe one snow that actually sticks per year. We've gotten 3 in the first 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, like our kids.
It's insane.
If it snows enough that the grass is even like almost covered, they're out there playing. Because you don't know if we're going to get more. We don't know if it's going to stay. It's going to melt really fast. And it's been like, the last one was 5 inches?
5 inches, and then we've got at least another 5.
It's like, crazy.
It melted in between, but it's wild. So I don't know if it's snow. And like, it's funny because like, literally like 20 miles up the road, it's like fine. It's just rain. So we're like right on the divide of the rain and snow line. So it's been
and south of us, they didn't get it.
We
were right in the right spot.
This weird band.
If you want snow.
But the kids have been loving it. So I hope you guys are staying safe and warm. Because we're not out in it. The kids love it though, but not us.
Yes.
But what we do love is some new members to the Builders Club.
That's right.
We had Robin Carolissen and Brad Schmicker. Brad, nice name. Welcome to the Builders Club. And if you're not familiar with that, that's just a place where people who want to support the channel can go and get free plans.
Excuse me.
Free coughs, shout outs in the live, shout outs in the main videos. If you're interested in that, you can check it out, fixthisbuildout.com/Builders Club. And thank you to all the Builders Club members that are here and watching today.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, so man, and then we had another round of COVID too, I guess from the last time.
Did we? Or was it last week?
I don't know. And I think I had it, but then we sent off the test.
We
never get. I still haven't got the results yet. It was like PCR, but it's taking so long. It was like a mail-in PCR. They got it like a day after I sent it. When did we send it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
They got it Wednesday.
They got it on Wednesday. They sent us an email.
And they never sent us results. So
my mom was saying, that those packages. I said, it was a prepackaged thing, and she was like, she saw a picture of like the collection box.
I bet it was insane.
Overflowing for wherever that is. So.
But they got it. They got it in time.
They got it.
And so who knows? And I don't know if we'll be able to.
So he took
because I figured like the sample will be like dead by the time,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna have been like a week. I think I did too.
So we had him take a rapid test that was negative.
That was negative, but I've had several people who have had rapid tests negative and then PCR tests positive. So.
The good thing is you're not really going anywhere.
Right.
We're just standing
But
home.
all in all, and I had a crown that it cracked on me. My tooth was falling apart. Like, I want a do-over. The beginning of 2022 has been horrible.
It's been a rough start to the year. I mean, like, there are minor grievances, really.
It's been
like,
bad.
We've been okay.
But,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Big picture, everything's fine. It's just like little hiccups along the way.
Well, let's see who is out here. And if any of you guys are enjoying 2022, let us know. Because I hope it's better for y'all than it has been for us. We got Daniel Pikes, Chad Castle. What's up, Chad? Alan, Isaac, Cody Miller. We got Will. We got Travis, James, Brian Farnth in the house. Pat. What's up, Pat?
Hey, Pat.
And Mark Handy. How's it going? Animation Creations 42. All right. Whew. Man,
all right.
Tell you what, it's just been crazy. So, y'all bring some positivity to the live. Let it,
One more thing. Kids are out tomorrow. They will
Martin
not be
Luther
going
King
back
Day.
On Tuesday, which is great.
Because we're going to have like a hard freeze tonight, and everything's just going to turn into an ice rink.
And then we won't have school Tuesday.
And then it's not going to thaw until probably Tuesday.
We are certain there will not be. Yeah. So it's just like one more extended stay with our children when we would have been working.
I'm sick of these kids. Get them in school. All right, beer of the week.
Beer of the week. I'm excited about this one. I know we haven't been jingling.
We've got Sam
Adams.
Adams.
This one out.
It's Wicked Hazy.
Wicked Hazy.
Wicked Hazy.
I mean, look at him. He looks like he's excited about it.
Sam Adams, Wicked Hazy. It's probably hazy. It's a juicy.
You sound like the guy from Mary Poppins.
Wicked Hazy. This is a juicy hazy and full-on wicked hazy New England IPA, bursting with fresh fruit aroma. Packing punches of orange, mango, and pineapple.
Packing punches, folks.
Delightfully drinkable with full flavor and a smooth, silky finish. Mm-hmm. Crack it open and be prepared.
Be prepared. Are you prepared?
It's wicked delicious.
I know.
All right.
What does that mean? Like what? Oh, not Saving Private Ryan. What's the one?
Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
We haven't watched that in a long time.
We haven't. And this is courtesy of Katie Lockridge, because I like snubbed Katie last week, even though I had her like on there. With Katie's super stickers, we just bought some beer. That's what we do.
It's tasty.
It's super tasty. Oh yeah,
it's delicious.
How
much alcohol
6.8.
content? Okay, that's like
6.8.
not insane.
Go check it out if you're interested in juicy hazy. Like everybody's got a juicy hazy now.
They do. They like to be juicy and hazy.
And hazy.
This is wicked hazy.
All right, Brian saying they're getting 8+ inches in Pitt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness gracious.
Well, they're playing the game right now, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hope the Steelers beat the Chiefs, just because y'all will be easier to beat.
We say that now.
I know.
I thought you were gonna say because it's like John Malecki's team.
No.
Or
Oh
no.
yeah, no. I would like to give Malecki a beatdown. So that'd be nice. An animation creation said the reverse. His brother was positive on 2 rapid tests and negative on a PCR.
Well, so weird.
Know,
like
man.
we don't know. I'm just going with the notion that you had it.
It's just a toss up. I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Let's hear it. ENZ print code.
Crazy.
We're going with Jason. I think I went with Matthew last time. And that was wrong. We're going with Jason. Jersey in the house. What's up, man?
Travis.
Yeah.
6.8, so it's going to be a light beer.
Wicked is good with the barbecue, Mark says. I like it.
Oh.
Yeah, 6.8. Yeah, that's a light one, man. You know what? Those Imperial.
Oh my gosh.
Imperial IPAs. Geez,
they were delicious,
they're like
though.
8.6.
That's a beer you have to be ready for.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah, don't have that at the end of the night. That's a bad idea. That's like a sipping beer.
Yeah, you got to start off with those. You can't.
Right, and then
just be
switch to the light beer.
All right. Steelers beat the Titans already this year.
Whatever.
Brian, listen, it doesn't matter. We're getting Travis back.
Never mind. I was
going
to say
Why
something.
Did I say Travis? I was saying Travis Henry. He was an old.
Travis Henry.
He was an old UT football player,
about,
running back. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
We're getting Derrick Henry back, and he's gonna unleash. It's gonna be beast mode. It's gonna be dirty nasty. No, I don't know. I hope so. I'm talking smack. I don't
wishful
care.
thinking on our part.
I mean, I do care, but I don't have anything behind it. All right. Travis is in the KC, so forget about that too. So either way, we'll have some fun. When that game happens, that'll be next week, right?
Well, we beat Kansas City earlier this year. That's funny. But then Pittsburgh beat us. Oh, that's right. Because I remember we got to that point in the season, we were like, it's gonna be a cakewalk. We're gonna be able to beat all these people, and no, that did not happen. But we kind of ended. Okay. We ended strong.
Heart of a Handyman, what's up, my man? Hope you're doing well. No, but yeah, you definitely don't want to be doing any power tool work after you're hitting the wicked hazy.
That is for sure.
It is for sure. So,
what's that?
I don't know. I did spend some time cleaning up the shop, even though you can't tell as I'm looking.
I was gonna say I could tell.
I gave a ladder to my brother-in-law, which was great. And I got another ladder for my dad. It was like ladders were multiplying in my shop. And I do the Home Depot tour review prospective, which I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about and seen, is a sponsored segment that we do in various places on Instagram mainly, but now starting to do it on YouTube as well. Anyway, I did the same ladder, and like before I could tell them, hey, I already got this ladder, they sent me another one, and I was like, because I had the ladder from the previous year, and it was like they did the same thing, and I was like, I already got this, and they're like, oh yeah, no, it's there. I was like, okay, and so my brother-in-law was like, yes, I was like, here you go, dude, you can have a ladder. So
you get a ladder. You get a ladder.
Yeah.
You get a ladder.
He's a new brother-in-law.
Has he earned the
just
ladder
got married,
yet?
right? So he's
You said that with. He's a new brother-in-law.
Well, I was saying, he's new to the family.
Yeah.
And so I was joking with him. I was like, dude, if you like free tools, you married into the right family. So
he does. He's a fan. That's true.
Yeah.
I know whenever people come over.
Him quite a few things.
Well, him and our nephew.
While they were dating, I sold him stuff for cheap, and now it's like
you just can have it. Now you get the family discount, which is free.
Yeah, the free 99.
Right. Yeah. The free 99.
Free 99.
Yeah.
Only certain. If it's a double, like I'm not gonna give him like an X card or anything.
We have our limits.
Sorry, Todd.
That's the limit. But yeah.
The ladder, you got it.
You can have a ladder.
All right. Let's see here. In a cheesehead. Yeah, the pack. What happened to the Packers, man? Packers need to win for Rodgers to be legit. Yeah, no doubt. Rodgers,
hang on, whoa. What's going on with the Packers?
They're just saying. They lost to Detroit, but I think they've got a bye.
Oh, that's right.
I assume they have a bye in the first round. Let's look it up. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they didn't play
that
yesterday.
was kind of crazy.
Did they play yesterday? They didn't play yesterday, did they?
I don't know.
They had a
I'm
bye
not up on this.
because they were, I think, the best record in the NFL.
Maybe that'll fire them up.
I'm looking at my ESPN app here. So yeah, the Patriots got whipped by the Bills. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
And then, there's
had
a
it
game.
good
There's
for
a
a
game
long
tomorrow.
time
The
game.
Cardinals and the Rams. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
Was that a? No, that wasn't a pigtail. So that's just like the last one.
A pigtail?
A pigtail. Like they'll do pigtail thing. Do they do pigtails? I'm so out of it in the NFL. I don't follow really. I just follow like if the Titans are winning or like I don't follow
What is a pigtail?
the playoffs or anything. So a pigtail, like in the playoffs, a pigtail. I know they do pigtails in the NCAA now. A pigtail is like a play-in game. So it's like you got the bracket. So it's like you have the regular bracket, and like the wild card. So what happens is like the best teams in the division, conference or division, conference, in the conference. Because there's the AFC and the NFC, and they get buys, and so they don't have to play that first round. So then there's like the wild card games.
Right.
But anyway, pigtail's like a bracket before getting into the real bracket, and so it looks like a little tail. It's like,
So not the wild card people, or would it be the wild?
well,
card
that's what I don't know. I don't know. I think it's
know.
just wild card.
I just think
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like
I'm
I think
talking
I
out of my
know
face here.
terms,
Let me-
but I
let me know.
don't. We were watching a basketball game yesterday, and our eldest child, who's 13, said, "Oh, he totally just broke his ankle or something like that." And I was like,
That was awesome.
I had never heard that before. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Broken
and he's like,
ankles.
"No, he broke his ankle." I'm like, "He's obviously does not have a broken ankle," and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Yes.
It is kind of silly because like I'm so tall, but I don't know basketball at all. It was not my game.
She does, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We still learn.
I just didn't even know about that.
So anyway, I was working. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about it.
I have no idea what it was going to be.
I was doing some computer work today. I've got an
Excuse me.
idea for a project that I'm.
Is that what I saw you doing in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really excited about the potential for this project,
This is the first I'm hearing of this, by the way.
but it's very complicated, and it's not. It's convoluted in the sense that like it shouldn't be a woodworking project. It should be like it's something print. So I'm going to try to replicate something that you would see in print. It's a form of art. I'll just say that. It's like a form of art that you would typically see
Okay.
either digitally or printed. And I want to recreate it in wood.
Okay. As like an art piece? Or
Yeah.
how much are you willing to disclose?
Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah. Well, so like an art piece. And
Okay.
but it's not like there's a gimmick to it. It's not like just painting, a barn or something or a horse.
Painting a barn. Oh,
It's not like converting like, oh, I could just
Well, I wouldn't
take a
imagine
portrait of
you
you
would-
and then like laser it or like, do it on the CNC with
Right.
like inlay. Like that's pretty straightforward, right? You're like, okay, here's the colors. I'm going to have the different
Beautiful.
colored woods. It's not like that. I have to do some things digitally to make it work.
This is cagey. Super
It's
cagey.
super cagey. I'm sure some people will probably guess it, but anyway.
Are there going to be hidden drawers?
No.
Are there going to be hidden features?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Knew
yeah.
it. Is there going to be a Raspberry
Stop.
Pi?
No, there's no electronics in it. It's all. It's like an optical illusion.
Will there be like a spring that pops
Stop it.
out
No, I'm not
with
talking
like a
anymore.
Jack in the Box?
I'm not talking. There's a. I kind of giving it away a little bit. I mean, not
I
really,
don't have a clue what it is,
but
so.
it's an optical illusion.
Oh,
But to
you
recreate
need
the
to
optical
explain all
illusion
that.
in wood, and it's very like it'd be very easy to print it,
Okay.
but to make that happen in wood with the medium I'm trying to do is anyway. So I was working on the computer.
So
on
once
that.
you get this done, we can call you an artiste.
You could already call me an artiste. I mean, come on. This is art.
That is true.
Oh,
Sorry, you were working on
I
it.
think I'm going with that for the title. This is art.
This is art.
Yeah. Where did
You're
my
looking for a
Post-it notes
Post-it
go?
note?
I am.
I don't know. Maybe you cleaned that up.
I think I did. So anyway, I was like spending my time, and like I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm like designing something, trying to figure out how to make something new, it's just always like you have no idea what you're doing, and then like you try things, it doesn't work. You try new things, doesn't work, and then like you just spent like 2 hours and you have nothing to show for it. Although I do know ways not to do it now.
That's
I know
true.
things that won't work. What did I say? This
Failure
is
is
art.
just redirection. What?
This is art. Is that what I was going with? Yeah.
This is art.
This is
Something
art.
like that.
Sure.
Right.
We're going with that. All right. So if any of that gibberish made any sense to you, then
yeah,
get excited.
Get very excited.
All right. What do we have? I feel like we're missing some regulars tonight. I feel like Katie's not here.
Yep.
And,
we need the lumber update.
Yeah, Scott's not been here in a while.
Scott.
Handyman. Let's see here. Oh, Will's going for the Rams. I'd like to see I like Matthew Stafford. He's a pretty good quarterback. Stand-up guy. Went to Georgia. SEC guy.
He's probably very happy.
Yeah. Georgia won the national championship. That was a great game. That was fantastic.
That was a really good
we enjoyed
game.
that. That was Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right after the live. So anyway, so we're trying. I think I told you guys a few weeks ago. 2022, gonna try more challenging things. Yes. And so that was part of that. Doing this design, trying to get this optical thing to work out is one of the things. And then Susan was kind of dotting around some of the other things that I've already talked about like Raspberry Pis and electronics and things like that. So yeah, that's definitely what we're going to be going on to. But I tell you what, the first 3 weeks of the year have not been conducive to me getting projects done.
No.
I've literally done nothing. Either because I was sick or because the kids are back and we're dealing with them, or snow, or
it's been
whatever.
A lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot. So
we've done a lot of planning. Well, we've done some planning.
I've done a lot of back end work,
right.
Getting taxes, all that stuff, getting ready,
and just the next project. We've done a lot of conversations and discussions and mock-ups.
Yeah. So we're flipping back to the office. If we hadn't spoken about that, I think we did.
But yeah,
the office. So I didn't make any progress from the last time, other than we've got the design fully locked in.
Right.
I've got the material here, and I'll be starting on that tomorrow. As far as getting the cabinets, and it's going to be like open drawers. I say open drawers, open shelves, not drawers. Open shelves, and then drawers in the middle. Yep. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to really work for our setup. I mean, and it's going to also be modular. So if you want to make one and you wanted open shelves and then drawers and open shelves, great. You could do it just like it is, or you could do 2 things of drawers, or you could do 2 things of open shelves, or any combination of those 2, and have a space in between so that you can sit at a desk, at a countertop height desk.
Yep. Yeah. I was going to call you Brad Modular Rodriguez.
I do like a good
We're all about the
cabinet.
modular design. But it is going to be, oh my gosh, just the before and after walking in the office is going to be crazy.
Because this is the one wall that's very visually heavy.
It's like you walk in and it's right in front of you, and it's shelves going all the way up to the ceiling pretty much.
Shelves.
And they're industrial.
8 foot tall, 8 foot wide. They're 4 by 8 foot, and there's 2 of them.
And it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of metal. It's a lot of black.
And a lot of things all over them. So it's going to look so nice. I mean,
stuff and things.
I feel like we're going to just keep walking in the office once it's done and that wall gets painted and it's in and everything's organized. And just look around. It's going to make a big difference for our office, which is good.
Mark says he loves Raspberry Pi, especially with ice cream.
I know every time I hear Raspberry Pi, I kind of wish they had a different name because it just sounds delicious. I don't want to think about whatever that is, programming and stuff. It's a silly name.
Nick Tilbury, how you doing, man? Animation Creations New Year's resolution was not to buy any more tools, and he's already bought 2 resin 3D printers, up to 5 printers now, 2 resin. That's awesome, dude. What printers did you buy? I've been eyeing, not that I need it, but more just because it looks cool. I've been eyeing some of the Elegoo models, the Mars, I think, the Mars 2, Mars 2 Pro, whatever. There's a whole series of those. Which ones did you get? I'd love to hear about them and what you've been thinking about them. Lori Scott, how you doing?
I was going to say, maybe he needs a different resolution.
I know, yeah, maybe you might want to
Still January, you can do that.
Lori says, have I considered building a beautiful table with a chessboard inlay on top?
Oh.
You could have a secret compartment for the chess pieces. I love that, Lori, because I may have said that last week. I think I did. I've been really getting into chess lately. Obsessively a bit, yes.
Yes.
I signed up for the chess.com. I got it on my iPad, and you can do like, the paid one. And I was like, yeah, let's do it, because I want to like learn, and like it has really good tutorials and stuff. And it was like, they give you like one lesson a week on like the free. And I was like, I like finished the first lesson. I was like, that's amazing. Let's do it. And then
they hooked you.
They hooked me, yeah. And I was like, $100 later, now I got Chess Pro for a year.
Now, we may have talked about this. Was your motivation just like, I want to get better at chess, or was it, I want to kick my son's butt
part of it, yeah. My son is really good at chess. Like, he's not really good.
He's a strategic thinker.
He can beat your pants if you know nothing about chess, which I knew. I was about 50-50 with him, only because, like, just knowing how the pieces move and trying to have a little bit of strategy. But he'd pull these like crazy little moves, like if you don't know what the scholar's mate is.
And they're both very competitive. Yeah. Like Cole is he got that from you. Yeah. Like, so there's 100%.
Like the scholar's mate, which is like
scholar's mate.
You can get like a checkmate in like 5 moves. Oh. It's like the game's over like that. And like, I'm like, what did you just do? Like when he's like, and
he loves it.
Yeah, once you know so those are the things that. Like if you just sat down and you'd figure it out, or like these little lessons, like, oh, hey, by the way, they kind of tell you like, well, we did. Don't get beaten 5 moves. Like here's how.
Right.
And so I think a chessboard would be awesome. Actually, I would love to make a chessboard with some electronic components to it, where, and I'm sure they make these or whatever, but that'd be awesome. It'd be cool. It's like to have a chessboard where it's like a board, and then. The base is like sensors. It's got some type of sensors in them or whatever, and then it's see-through or something where it can have like LED lights if you're moving, so it shows like your last move. But that you could, and then obviously you'd have to have like NFC chips or like microchip or like some kind of identifier in the pieces, so that, like it would know after you did all the moves, so like it would record the entire game. Oh. So like you could do the whole game. And then it would be like, if you wanted to play it back and be like, oh, what happened? You could be like, and you could log your games. I mean, like, there's plenty of commercial things that do this. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. And to be able, and like to go like 72 steps further, I'm sure they make programs, I'm sure all this stuff, but like that you could do it and that you could like push a button and it's like, here's the best move, and it like lights up the thing. So I'd be like, Cole, it's that, and then like hit the button and like, move here. I'm like, yeah. That would be super cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Cody, any tips on cutting acrylic sheets on the table saw? I know they make specific acrylic blades, and it's tooth geometry. The biggest thing that you want to look out for when you're cutting acrylic is melting, and so.
Tooth geometry?
Yeah, like tooth geometry of like how much of a cut it's taking. So it's like there's different cuts on blades and like flat bottom, and it's like alternating tooth belt. There's all kinds of different things, and the hook angle and whether it's a reverse angle, all that good stuff. Because melting is the first one, then chipping and breaking would be the second one. So I think even somebody said something about running the blade backwards or something, which I don't know. But there are definitely blades out there specifically for that you could just slap the blade on there and probably be good. But there's probably other ways that you could go about it too. Maybe like, I'm not even gonna guess at it, but I'm sure if you YouTube it, you'll probably find plenty. Brian, can I elaborate more on the question I asked on IG? A cabinet with the bottom sitting on the sides. Yeah. So Brian asked on IG. He sent me a DM and asked about. Let's see. Do we have any props here? So if we had, of course. If you had a cabinet, so a lot of my cabinets have built-in toe kicks on the side, right? So I cut the toe kick on the side, and so if you're looking at it from the side, it would just be a singular piece from the countertop to the floor. He wants to build one that has an inset base, so the base is separate. So there's like a toe kick. So basically, like you build the box, you don't build the toe kick onto it, but then you build a base that is the toe kick that is 3 inches shallower. So when you put the base on, when you put the cabinets on top of the base, it gives you your toe kick, and then you could also that way get a toe kick on the outside as well, a reveal. And so that's a look that a lot of people like. And so his question was, if you do that, let's just do this. I don't want to do that because if you do that and you put the, okay, how am I going to do this? So if this was the base and then you had, normally this would be your side, right? And then the way that I do my cabinets is I will pocket screw the bottom of the cabinet into the side. And that's fine, because, and it's actually up because it's level with the top of the toe kick. And so they'll sit like that, and all the weight transfers from the top, through the side to the floor. But if you have a base, here, we'll use this little guy here. Here we go. If you had a base like this, and then you're having the reveal here, and now I do this, his concern is now the side is not touching the ground, and that all that weight is going to be transferred onto the pocket hole joinery. And so will that hold up, right? So if you have it pocket screwed and you don't support it on the side and you support it on the inside, is that good or bad or whatever he's concerned about it? And my comment was, my answer was, it's fine. Because, and here's the reason why. A couple reasons why. First of all, even if you let's just say that you had the two sides, whatever, and you pocket screwed them to the sides. And then you just put a beam in the middle and just put it like right on there. The pocket screws they're not gonna fail. Even if you put all that weight on, like the pocket screw joinery, even though it's not, there's no like physical connection, it's a mechanical connection between, it's not like joinery. There's no joinery there like a dado would be very strong, right? Because then it's sitting on the wood. Pocket hole joinery is it's way stronger than you think it is. And you can even go out there. I think Stumpy Nubs did a thing on that, and several people have done it where they'll just do like pocket screws. So like maybe if I was really concerned about it, I would like double up the amount of pocket screws I did. So instead of every point you had one, have two right next to each other. 100%, I think that would take care of it. But what I told him is like, especially if you have a back on it, then when you connect that back, and if you glue the back, so if I have a 1/4 inch back and I'm gluing it to the back of the cabinet, or I'm rabbiting it into the back, either way, you're taking that open structure and making it a closed box. And now what's going to happen is like it all becomes a solid structure together because it's now glued together. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's carrying the load throughout the entire structure instead of just the sides. So like when you put a back on a cabinet, it adds so much strength. And so now like for this to like fail, the entire back would have to fail because the back is like locking it all together, right? I really need props. So if I got a back on here, for this side to fail, the entire back, the connection with the back to the side, as well as the entire connection of the back along the entire bottom and the entire top would all have to fail for that side to drop down. And that's just not gonna happen. So.
Thank you.
Did that make any sense? I was just like going on.
Sense to me.
Going on and on. That's the expansion.
That's the
of that,
long
Brian.
answer.
That's the long answer.
It was good. Detailed answer.
The details. Hope that helps.
Yep.
All right, and Scott is here. What is up, Scott?
Hey, Scott.
I'm telling you, we're missing you, man. All right, what else we got here? Let's hear Animation Creations. He says he went from, I've never heard of those. Voxelab Proxima, cheapest mono printer on Amazon. Oh, and then I had a great deal on a Creality. I've never seen the Creality ones. Interesting. I'll have to see what your experience is that once you get some prints under your belt on it. Excuse me. Lori said, create an optical illusion that looks like you beat your son in chess. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, and to answer your question, I think I just like went off on a tangent on that. About like, did I want to learn chess?
Oh, right.
Just to beat our son. Yes. But also, I just like hear all these people. I think it's because like the World Chess Championships or whatever. I'm sure that's not what it's called. But whatever the equivalent of that was like going on or still going on or something. And so just a lot of people have been talking about chess that I like follow online. And I was like, man, I just like it just seems like I just want to get my smoking jacket on and my bubble pipe.
You could be one of those when you're an old man. You could be one of those guys at the park that just sits there and plays chess at the table. Like
chess, it seems like super scholarly, right?
Yeah.
And it's also like something that like you could play
Anybody can play
for the rest of your life. Like you learn how to play chess, and like you sit down and like it's probably something you can like bond with people over. And like you said, I've been playing way too much on my iPad.
I mean,
but I have to like keep myself from playing chess.
Well, I think we told you guys that one year for Christmas we bought our son a book called How to Beat Your Dad at Chess, and he's had that book for years. And every night, well, no, he's switched to Letters to a Young Athlete. He was reading that last night. I was like, ooh, chess is getting a break. But typically every night at bedtime, we'll see him laying in his bed and he's reading How to Beat Your Dad at Chess. You know, he's read that book so many times. And so Brad always turns off the light right away to cut off.
If I ever see him reading, I turn off the light. I'm like, nope, sorry.
And he's like, man. It's funny. Yeah, they're funny.
All right. Katie in the house. What's up, Katie?
Katie.
All right. Let's hear it. Christian Helms. Read somewhere that I worked at the corporate level for Dollar General and Kroger. Is that true? Kirsten's inspiring woodworker and also management for a grocery store.
How funny.
That is true.
Who's your source?
Confirmed.
Where did you get this from?
That is true. I worked for Kroger. I worked for GE aircraft engines straight out of college until 2007.
Wow. Yeah.
In 2007, I went to Kroger. I was there from 2007 to 2013. Went to Dollar General, and that's when we made the move to Nashville. Mm-hmm. And then I was there from 2013 to 2017 when I quit and went full time. If you look at the thumbnail for the million sub.
Oh, the million sub video.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be a whole different video.
For the thumbnail for the million sub video, I actually put my corporate ID badges. Like I somehow held on to those, and that's part of the thumbnail. Is like my two corporate IDs, and then
covered up
going
the
into like
General.
me holding the million sub button. But yes, that is absolutely true, and it was the best move I ever made, and it was also something I never thought would happen because I was in corporate, like I was making a good salary. I talk all about it in that video if you want to hear more about it, but I was making a really good salary, and I never thought that the business would grow enough to be able to like support my family through YouTube. So it's been amazing to see that grow over the last, 6 years now.
Yeah. Has it been that long?
2016 was like when we really started going on to YouTube.
Oh, right,
and then 2013 was really when we started Fix This Build That. That's when Fix This Build That was born.
Well, and part of I think, what am I trying to say? Now our kids are at an age where they're like all upper elementary school, middle school age. So they're, they've got a lot going on and they're involved in things and they're old enough that they really need you and everything, and they take for granted, I think, the fact that you're always here. Yeah. Whereas before his commute was long, the traffic around here is a nightmare at times, and it was just if you got home before 6 o'clock at night, it was an early night. Usually it was more like 6:30, and then they were going to bed at like 7:15 or 7:30 at that time because they were really young, and so you never got to see them. You never got to like take them to like practices during the week because they were usually earlier.
It was really awesome. I mean, obviously it's been an amazing transformation for the family, as well as for me personally, and for us as a couple, and as a husband and wife, and as a family, and with the kids and everything. It's been amazing.
It's been great.
And it's not been without issues, obviously. Oh, yeah. And not without struggles and not without challenges and pulling your hair out and burning both ends of the candle and all that good stuff. But
worries and
But I would say to anybody, it's doable.
Right.
It's attainable, right? In that it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not, and some people are going to get it easier than others. There's a lot that rides on who succeeds and who doesn't. There's a lot of different qualities and attributes that everybody is different. And so whether you're like the funny person, so what's your channel going to be about? Or you can be like the personality, or you can be the dry humor person, or like the super detailed person, or like the visual effects person. There's so many different ways to actually win and grow your business. But what you can't do is just like go out there and copy everybody else and try to stand out. You won't stand out if you just copy everybody else. So that would be my biggest thing, is like how is thinking about, they always call it the voice, like what's your voice? And figuring out that pretty early of why somebody would watch you versus the 1,000 other woodworking YouTube channels out there. What do you bring to the table? And when you figure that out, and then you get better and better and better at that, that's how you grow an audience and grow a business.
Because I was going to say that did take a little bit of time. Like in the beginning, you were really like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I mean, you're out
back
here.
Then, I could do that though.
What?
Like in 2016, you could just replicate other people.
Right. It was a different time.
Because
and
the competition wasn't as stiff.
Yeah. But I think it was an evolution for you. I'm sorry. What?
You love to cough into the mic. Like when you cough away. Like.
I just have this cough that won't go away.
Elsewhere.
Anyway, it was an evolution to get your voice, right? But I think the other thing to be said is that, it's also just being really driven and having that confidence that you are going to succeed no matter what. I mean, like, that failure is not really an option. And there's a lot of great books out there that you can read or channels you can follow that would really do a lot to inspire you. And like, trying to think if I'm reading the High Five Habit right now. Brad thinks it's funny because I'm supposed to high five myself in the mirror every morning. It's a whole thing by Mel Robbins.
Awesome.
But
I want to start high fiving myself.
I know. We should just high five each other every morning. Hey five, we got up. But yeah, it's been a journey, definitely. So glad to be where we are now.
All right, who we got here? We just went on a little soapbox there. So,
we did.
Whatever. Give us a question.
Why do they say that? The soapbox. Do people stand up on soapboxes and they'd like preach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
That would make sense, I guess.
Yeah. Will, wouldn't it make more sense to have the bottom go under the side? 100% it would, but it wouldn't look nice. That's why. That's the whole rub, is that if you had that, then now you've got exposed end grain. So if you want to do that, so it's like, what do you want? Do you want the most structure or the best look? And if you have that end grain coming on the end, now if you're painting it, sure, you can probably do enough filling and edge stripping and whatever to make that more seamless. But every single cabinet I've ever made, the sides go down and the bottom comes into it. So if you like look around the shop, like every single one, for that exact reason, because I think it looks ugly the other way, and I don't want it that way. And I've never had one fail, ever. So.
It's a good thing you know how you feel about stuff. You're like, I think it looks ugly.
Yes. Let's see. Is there a way to play online? Yeah, Will, there's plenty of ways to play chess online. So the actual app is like the chess.com app, but I'm sure you can go to chess.com. I know you can. I've been over there. And I think it goes back and forth between the website and the app. I think you can like link your...
That is so cool.
You make a profile and you can play people on the app, and then I think it'll transfer over your stats and everything.
Right. That's really cool.
$12.37 per 1,000 board foot. Holy cow, Katie. So lumber seems like it's on the run again. Yikes.
What's that all about, I wonder?
Isaac, by the way, Isaac Truss. That's like a great name for like if you're going to be building, sheds, a gazebo. It's fantastic. I'm building an 8x10 grill gazebo out of cedar. Any tips or comments that might help? I think probably the biggest thing about anything that's going to the ground is make sure that like whatever your connection to the ground is, that you've got that really figured out in a way that is going to last for,
ever
10, 15, 20, 40, 100,000 years. So that, that there's lots of ways to do it, whether you do I don't know what they call them, but like a footer. If you do like a footer and then like a connector into it and then go onto that, or you can just dig a hole and put it in and put cement in, which I think would be the worst way to do it as far as like, well, that wouldn't be the worst way to do it. Like just putting it straight into the dirt would probably be the worst way. But then
if you don't want that gazebo for too long.
Yeah, so like that's part that I would really think about is that connection in between the ground and the beams, and then how are you going to protect that from the weather? And they make all kinds of different products. There's a lot of cool stuff that's come up in recent years. I've seen like wraps and like different things that are like, help with the wood as well as like insecticide, but in a green way. It's not like they, just like throwing a bunch of chemicals in there. But I would look at that. That'd probably be my biggest concern. And then other than that, just getting decent material that is not going to be all crooked and cracked and get jacked up on you, because so many of those things just like twist like crazy. And I don't even know, like I don't know. I mean, if all that stuff is typically green, but like you look at the back, like our deck, which is just pressure treated, so
Which
cedar
is
hopefully be better.
atrocious.
Yeah, like so many of those boards are just like twisted.
I mean,
and I've seen decks, like I have friends that have decks, they're just like the underneath. So hopefully cedar would not do that, because that's mainly pressure treated is what I'm thinking of, that when it dries, just because it's so dense with all the pressure treated chemicals, so wet that when it dries it can do crazy things. So I'd probably look into that and just make sure that you're getting whatever cedar, however that should be, that if green cedar or if it's like kiln dried cedar, or I don't know. Like I said, I've not done any research into it, but that would be something I've seen go bad that I would be looking out for. Good question. I feel like we're actually getting like woodworking questions today. It's fantastic. Will got a new job in corporate world. TV, no more being an electrician. Congrats, Will. Awesome.
Cool.
That's great. Some people run from corporate. Some people run to corporate.
I was going to say, some people are running,
I love it. I mean, it was great. Like when I first started and like climbing the corporate ladder was awesome. And then, some people do that for like their entire life and they love it. There's a lot of fulfillment for it.
That is a good fit for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the fit for me.
No.
Don't like nobody telling me what to do. No.
Although
I got people tell me what to do all the time.
Well, that's the funny thing, though.
It sits right there.
Mm-hmm. That's the funny thing, though, about being a content creator, and like not to get back into that, but a little bit. It is definitely a little bit. You can get really lost a little bit at times, because there's nobody really saying like, now you should do this. Now that like if you're really task oriented and
if you want to play chess all day, you could.
I mean, if you're used to people like telling you, and here's your next project, and here's this, and here's the deadline, it's not like that, I mean, like there are, of course, when we make commitments, we have those things on the calendar, but it's kind of up to us what we're going to do.
You get new people telling you. Instead of just having one person telling you what to do, you have
dozens
of people telling you what to do.
Right. Like I've talked to people before that are like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Like they prefer, like they do really well.
Consistent.
Yeah, like in an office environment with that that whole experience, and like that's just where they're happy. That's fine. He was not happy there.
The number one thing I would say, the biggest, downfall, the biggest negative, in my opinion, of working for yourself versus working in a corporate job. The biggest negative for me is like when you work at that corporate job, when I walked out that door and jumped in my truck, that was it. I left work at work. I rarely had to do work at home. I would always stay late. Like if I did, I would never bring work home.
Right.
I might have to stay till 7 or 8
You'd go in early
at night
or something. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going early.
You didn't go in early?
That was because my boss he did the same thing. And so I would stay late, right? So if there were things that happen, but then like as soon as I left, right, I'm like out, and my brain was on family, on woodworking, and everything else outside of work. Like it didn't occupy my mental space.
Right.
When you're a business owner.
When you're rad.
No, when you're just a business owner.
I guess that's true.
But
I just feel like you're always thinking.
I just feel like I don't, and some people can do it, but like when you're a business, like you don't, well, let me rephrase that. When you work from home, and there's also people who do it better than I do, but like I would much rather have an external shop where I could at least mentally separate.
Right.
When I work I'm in the garage right now.
Our kids are all in the house right now.
To grab something to eat, I walk 10 feet that way, and there's the bathroom, and the office is right here. And so like in my mind, I'm always at work and always at home.
Yeah.
And so like that for me has been the biggest challenge, because I have a very hard time separating the two, and I'm always thinking about work, like always. And so that's and that's not great for like being present. And so like we try to like stay off our phones and do things like that, but like it's just like when you work from home and you own your own business, and like and it's not only that, but it's also like a 24/7 business. Like content is always alive. People are always commenting.
Us.
People are always emailing.
Yeah, like they don't know what their plan is.
It'd be one thing if you like owned a floral shop.
Yeah.
Right, and you close the doors and lock it at 6 o'clock and leave, and then you go back and check your messages or whatever the next day. That's not at least how I do it. So for me, that's been the biggest struggle by far, and it's still worth it. But that is that is something that
it's just a factor.
I struggle with today.
Yeah.
So right now.
It's like a confessional in here.
It is. I love it. Let's keep this going. Let's hear it. Scott bought 1x4x8 hemlock board for $20. A 1x4 for $20. That's a lot of money, man.
Hemlocks are poisonous, right?
I don't know.
Pretty sure they
are. They?
I'm sure the wood is not, but I think so.
It's not hemlock. That sounds like like something Harry Potter would have, you know?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, maybe they had ones that had hemlock in them. I think they did.
Maybe. It's a 7-inch hemlock with a phoenix's tail feather.
It's hemlock poisonous.
Maybe so.
Yes.
Yes, it is. There you go. Good job, Suzer. Let's hear Lori built her shop cabinets with base underneath, side out of concern for the side falling, just like that bottle.
I just saved it.
Veneered the exposed side to cover the end, and it was just shop cabinets, though. Yeah. So yeah, that is absolutely a way to go. I just don't like the look of it, and I'm not concerned about the strength of the cabinets. What is Laura said? If you use pressure-treated lumber, put the saw stop on bypass mode. If you use a saw stop, yeah. I have heard of if you're cutting things that are really, really wet, it can trigger the conductivity sensor of the saw stop. So that you always want to put that in bypass mode. I do that if I'm using I don't use the bypass mode a ton, but if I'm doing anything that's like reclaimed, that I have any thoughts about, like there might be larger nails, and even though they actually say you should be able to cut through a nail because it's not enough mass for it to sense the conductivity.
You take no chances.
Yeah, because I always have the blade guard on mine.
Yes.
So I would have to do something really stupid to cut my hand with the blade guard on. I mean, you'd have to really be giving it your all, just like following your hand right into it, because it's not like even even if something happened, it shouldn't, as long as that blade guard was down, and something happened and you like slipped and like moved your hand over towards the blade, it would just kind of slap into the blade guard. So
yeah.
But yes, that is definitely a concern. For door casings, door casings? What is this, outdoor door casings?
No, door casings in a house.
Well, I mean, I know what a door casing is, but I'm just wondering why he's using hemlock.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I've never worked with hemlock personally. What if I worked with butternut?
Butternut? That's a wine.
Horrible wood.
It's a wine brand.
So you know the mirror that I made for you?
The what? The mirror?
The full-length mirror?
Yeah. You just said it real Tennessee, though.
Oh, sorry. The full-length mirror, I made that was butternut. And worst wood ever.
I didn't know that's an actual wood.
Yeah.
It's like a tree then.
Yep.
Butternut tree.
I had a board, so I'm assuming it's
the butternut tree sounds like it should live in
that might be a name. It might be
Dr. Seuss land.
That's true. There might be a different actual species name.
Butternut squash.
Right. I don't know what is butternut. Maybe that's hemlock.
Butternut tree. It's not.
Oh wow, that's
look
huge.
at the thing. It's big.
Yeah.
They call it a plant. They don't call it a tree.
Oh.
That's a really big plant.
Butternut is atrocious.
Commonly known as butternut or white walnut.
Well, it doesn't work.
FYI.
Like that. The reason why I think it's so atrocious, it splinters like crazy. I'm trying to remember. It would not even splinter, but I guess splinter would be the best word for it, because like even trying to use a hand scraper on it, it would just you can't get a clean cut on it. It's just it would splinter like crazy. And I have a board that I got from somebody, I got from a cabinet company or a millwork company that I got a bunch of leftovers at one point for. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything with this one board. But then I was like, oh, it's perfect for a frame for a full-length mirror. And so I did that, and it turned out fine. But
it looks good. I had no idea it was such a chore.
It's a pain in the butt to work with.
Evidently, the butternut tree has butternuts that are on the tree, and you can eat them.
I'm probably allergic to them.
Probably. Well, they're really rare because there's a thing killing them. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Hey, what's up, Jeff Baker? Mixin' Creations, how's it going, man? All right, cool. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Animation Creations also works from home, and it's a love and hate. I know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
It's good and bad for sure.
Pacific Northwest, they use it a lot of stained wood, not painted. I got you, Scott.
Huh.
You know what? One thing that they use a lot in the Pacific Northwest, I believe, from what I've heard, is alder. Yeah, I was gonna say adler. Alder.
It also sounds like something that should belong in a wand. Harry Potter.
True. Yeah, the elder wand.
Yeah.
Alder, and alder is like what I've.
That was better, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Do it away from me. Let me do it that way. There you go. Perfect.
3.
Alder is like I've seen it as kind of like a poor man's cherry. That it has a lot of similarities to cherry, but that it used to, and I'm talking like, this is like 15 years ago, when I used to read woodworking magazines a lot and all that good stuff. But they would always talk about alder and about how inexpensive it was, and that it's a great substitute, and that a lot of people would use that for like interiors of cabinets and things, like for things that wouldn't be shown, and then use like cherry or whatever on the outside.
Oh, smart. So, that's like how. I think a lot of times in Cincinnati, when people would take up their carpet in their old houses, you'd get so excited because there'd be hardwood like underneath. Sometimes.
Pine's not hardwood, but yeah, solid wood. Yeah, solid ours were like heart pine, which is not hardwood.
Right. Well, I wasn't even talking about us in particular, but then a lot of times what they would do, isn't it like they would have the nice wood around the edge of the room, and then they'd have like less nice wood in the middle because they expect you to have an area rug in there back in the day.
But they'd also have like some of those cool,
I
think like Jason and Jill have that, where they have like
a trim?
like a
Inlay?
Celtic knot. Like maybe a Celtic knot might be not the right terminology for it, but like an inlay, like so having like a walnut, not a walnut, an oak floor, and then walnut trim along the outside. So like maybe a foot or 6 inches or 8 inches or something from the wall, there's this outline that was like trim, and then like at the corners they would do like a
like a little box thingy,
loopy around.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, those are really cool. It's like Cincinnati, where Susan basically grew up and where we lived for a long time. They had a lot of those old houses that had all those details. Those houses were awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of the rookwood pottery. Those
like the fireplaces.
Super awesome.
Even like the house that we bought there was not fancy. I mean, it was, it was just like a normal house. But it still had a stained glass window and like old it wasn't fancy, but I'm just saying like the way they built them. Like the way they built them back then was just different, so.
I would love to have seen
really
those
cold in
like
the winter.
when they first were built.
Oh yeah.
Like it's even like the 2-family I had, like that one it had like
really nice.
Flame maple veneered fireplace. It was amazing. That one had several stained glass windows, and that house was awesome.
It was a really cool house. Yeah.
My mom's on here. Butternut is Uncle Gene's favorite cake. That's great.
I didn't know that was a cake either.
Let's see here. Call me Mac. What's up, my man? ¿Qué pasa, amigo? Let's see. It's like poplar instead of pine spruce fir. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. American chestnut was still growing. I hear you, Scott. When I was in high school, I didn't do any woodworking, so I have no idea. But I remember reading a bunch of woodworking magazines talking about the alder. Awesome. Cool, guys. Well, I tell you what, we're going to head inside. The kids are not in school tomorrow, so they're up again. We typically have them in bed, but if they've got the day off the next day, they're just
wreaking havoc in there.
Wreaking havoc.
They're probably just watching TV.
They're watching Encanto. If you have kids.
Oh, it's so good.
Even if you don't have kids, if you just like Disney. Is there a Disney movie? It's Disney because it was on Disney.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's a Disney movie.
The movie's called
really good.
Encanto, and it was awesome.
It's
got some really catchy songs in it,
We watched it last night.
Yep.
Yeah, and then our kids
they've watched it
again today, at least once.
Yeah.
And they're not.
They kind of halfway watched it, and I think they watched it again.
Yeah, they're not really. They don't do that a lot. I don't think with brand new movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. They really like it.
Yeah, but it gets some really, really catchy songs. The storyline wasn't like the best.
I liked it.
It was good.
It was intriguing for a while.
But
there,
I would recommend it for sure.
Well, Lin-Manuel.
If you like any of those type, like if you like Moana, you'll love.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, is that how you say his name? Or whatever. The guy that wrote Hamilton did all the songs for the movie. So they're really, I don't know, they're just good.
Go check it out. That's our recommendation for the week.
Do it.
Encanto. All right, guys. We will catch you next week. I may or may not have done any woodworking by then.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
So you guys enjoy your week. Stay warm. Stay safe.
Yes.
Get out there. Build something awesome. And we'll see you next week. See you guys.
Bye.